you are going to have to do this one thing. It's not going to be easy, but it is absolutely necessary. You're going to have to feel the fear and then push through it. So you're going to have to take risks. That is the number one crucial thing to your success. And watch to the end of this video because I'm going to talk about why it's necessary and exactly how to do it. My name's Steven, and on this channel, I talk about the knowledge and ideas that made me a millionaire and that will help you reach your highest potential and level up. So let's talk a little bit about risk taking. Our brains are wired to play it safe and avoid risks, right? Our brain is wired to keep us safe and alive, not happy or fulfilled. And biochemically, we don't have a very good grading scale on, not risky to very risky. There's no 1 to 10 spectrum that we have in our body when we feel risk or when we feel threatened. So a small threat feels just like a big threat in the body, which isn't very advantageous to us, right? So we need to be able to override those feelings by being able to think through the situation and really understand the potential consequences at hand. So a perfect example of this is most people will feel the exact same fear biochemistry inside of them when they're public speaking compared to when they're actually in a life-threatening situation. It'll feel the same, but the potential downside is very different. And that's because not all risks are equal, right? And we're not naturally very good at discerning the level of the risk between bad and good. And taking risks isn't about being foolish or YOLOing into something. It's not wishful thinking. It's data collection and knowledge accumulation and risk calculation. It's about literally taking numbers and calculating them and then basing your decisions off of quantifiable reasoning, right? And if it's not a strictly numbers endeavor, then there's other analysis that can be applied that can make you feel more comfortable with the situation. And don't be afraid to go for it when the downside is low and the potential upside is huge. I've personally done this when buying rental property. So if you've calculated out that this purchase could be a 35% return on your money and the downside is a 5% return, you take that all day. You go for it. You take that chance. I feel like our brains are so hardwired into a negativity bias that it sometimes limits how we value the potential upside of things. Or another example, let's say you're approaching the girl or guy that you like. What's the downside there? You ask them out, they say no. Small downside, very limited downside, right? Might sting for a second, but that's it. Or they could end up being your husband or wife, right? Huge potential, huge upside. That is something that you would go for. Another example being a potential career change. Say you are in an established career, have good contacts in your industry, but you want to go and do something else. Say you make the change, what's the worst that's going to happen if the change doesn't work out for you? You go back to a similar job, limited downside, right? But say you make this career change and this is your calling and you hit the ground running and you have big success and you love it, changes your life. I mean, what is that worth to you? I feel like we really undervalue risk taking and we're not really honest with ourselves on the price we pay when we don't take the risks. Because losing out on opportunities and living with regret is no way to live. But if you take those risks and they pay off and you're successful with them, it brings this fulfillment to your life that nothing else really can. By always playing it safe and never taking risk, we are giving up the possibility of creating such a more meaningful future for ourselves and a more fulfilling future for ourselves and our families. So successful risk taking can really help you actualize yourself and your dreams. If you got any good ideas, any value from this whatsoever, please hit the like button down below. It really helps out a lot. And also comment down below. Let me know what risks you've taken in the past, how they work out. I want to hear from you guys. I appreciate you. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you later.